really appreciated Cynthia's speech. She is the personification of dignity. Thank you for coming out this afternoon, and thank this church for having us. I'm going to start off with a number, and I know you're not supposed to start off with numbers because that causes people's eyes to glaze over, but this number is so humongous, so fantastic, so horrific that it screams out at you. So I'm going to start off with the number. On March 31st, the Bloomberg Financial Services Organization issued a tally of all the money that has been directed to financial institutions one way or another. And the total was $12.8 trillion. 12.8 trillion. The entire gross domestic product of the United States in 2008 was only $14.2 trillion. That means that the banks have been gifted with public treasure that equals more than 90% of last year's gross domestic product of the entire United States.
That's right. That's right.
That's 90% of the value of all the goods and services produced in the United States. And that goes from all the grain in the Midwest to that fake Rolex that the brother's selling out in the street. All of it comes to 90%, the value to the banks is 90% of the total economic activity of the United States. The bankers have been given the equivalent of a whole year's worth of U.S. economic activity. And almost all of this transfer of public wealth has occurred under Barack Obama's watch.
That's right.
This is the most significant fact of Barack Obama's presidency. And in fact, it may be the most significant fact of this century to date. Don't forget that number. $12.8 trillion. It has a profound impact on damn near everything.
That's right.
It's the starting point, or it should be the starting point for any discussion of the Obama presidency. And in fact, it should be the starting point for any political discussion. It is that huge, that heavy, that overarching a fact. But instead, what do we get? As Nellie told you, it's still too soon to see where President Barack Obama is going. We have to give him time. Too soon. More time. More time for what? To give the bankers more trillions of dollars? He's already given away the equivalent of a year's worth of the economy. And he and Larry Summers and Robert Rubin and Tim Geithner aren't through yet. This year is early. How many more trillions of dollars are they going to transfer from our children's patrimony to the banks? But none are so blind as those who will not see. Which brings me to the subject of Michael Eric Dyson. Now, I had a debate of a kind with Michael Eric Dyson at the end of 2007 on Democracy Now! He was back then a staunch supporter of Barack Obama, even though he couldn't really figure out how to explain why. He threw up this big wall of words that signified nothing except that he was down with the brother. Now, last week, Dyson was on David D's program, And he said he still supports Obama, although he's mad because he hasn't been invited to the White House. That really upsets him. Then Dyson gave Obama an A on foreign policy and on domestic policy. He gave him an A for, quote, trying to do the right thing. The only question marks that Dyson had for Obama had to do with race. He says, and this is a quote from Dyson, "It seems to be an incapacity on President Obama's part to specifically embrace blackness." Now, of course, Dyson is right on that score. Obama is aggressively race neutral, which really means race denying, which in some ways makes him even less responsive to black people than Bill Clinton was. And if you ask Obama directly, he will tell you straight up that he's not going to do anything specifically to address the particular black condition. In fact, he was asked that question at his 100th day press conference by a reporter for BET. He was asked about high black unemployment, and Obama's response was that a rising tide lifts all boats. Now, I haven't heard that